will be running too. I very often wonder, there are a gazillion definitions of art, but it's very hard to find a definition of culture.
Yes, I think there are also billion definition of culture. It depends also how and where, from which angle you approach the concept, right? Like whether you are like in the social sciences or in the arts or in the humanities.
Do you have a definition of culture yourself?
Well, I think it's a very difficult question. It's definitely like something in evolution. It's difficult also to frame it because it's like in constant transformation, right? It's a field of common perhaps experiences and sensitivity that a group of people might share.
So obviously, according to your definition, it has to do something with history.
With history, present and past and future histories.
What is Europe for you?
I think it's like definitely connected with the like geographical areas. So like with the land that are shared, I think it's definitely something like the land and the people who moved in the lands connected by two seas, the Mediterranean Sea, the North Sea, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Baltic Sea, and what's above it. So actually, like also the move how people and other beings like nature and people and also like histories have been formed within this geographical area.
So it's more geographical than the spirit.
There is a connection with the mountains, with the forests, with the territories that have been, like contributing also to the movements of people and the shaping of what you're interested in, so the concept of culture. So yes, there is definitely a connection. So the Urals, the Alps are part of Europe.
That sounds more like, if I'm living in the Alps, I'm identifying with that. So that's more like a national concept than a broader concept.
I don't think so, actually, because the Alps, as you know, they are not like necessarily connected with one nation. They are connected, they are actually transnational, they are translocal. So it goes beyond that, actually. So it's interesting, perhaps, like to frame it more in terms of, like geographical areas and, perhaps an area within a certain like natural phenomena or natural formations. And then, of course, like there have been influences and, like many, like the movements of people in this area is also very much important. So, of course, we know there have been migration in the past and currently that are entering within the European territory.
So you being Italian, now living in Holland, and so would you consider yourself being Italian or European?
I'm definitely like from an Italian upbringing, but I'm definitely also European. So yeah, both. It's not that one excludes the other. I feel different than someone raised in, I don't know, Luxembourg, for instance.
Do you have the feeling that you're totally free to experience your life anywhere, not only Europe, but anywhere?
Yeah, no, of course not. I'm not free. And I'm not free. I'm always like part of structures and certain mechanism. And context is also very much important. So I wouldn't like replicate what would be like my life in Italy, like here, because that wouldn't have any sense.
So language is also an issue?
It's not necessarily an issue, but I think it's important like to practice the language in order also to find the connections with the local people, also to find like common, at least this is what I try to do. Like,
do you speak Dutch?
Yeah, I do.
You learned it?
I learned it in Belgium.
Obviously, okay.
So actually I speak more Flemish than Dutch, but yes. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was in the Elefanten Museum. It's called Elefanten or
Bonnefanten.
Elefanten, Bonnefanten, whatever. It has something to do with Fanten. And it was very funny because for the very first time I saw those Bruegel pictures live. But they are imprinted in my conscious somewhere. So it was the first time that I actually had the chance to see those pictures. And then I kept on walking into the areas where you have modern art, and I realized that the old art somehow is imprinted in my conscious, but it's not exciting anymore because it's already there. And it was way more exciting to see the modern art. So why I'm telling that is, do you think that art comes from a certain heritage, and is it developing from somewhere, or is it only working on a specific point?
Well, I mean, There are influences in art and like in everything. So it's not a linear transformation. It's not that it's coming from a specific point and moving to the next one. So it's like a convergence of different factors and different influences and different heritage.
Do you think that money is important for art?
I mean, artist needs to survive. So I don't think money is important for art, but money is important for artists because this is like we are living like in a certain economy. If we were living in another economy, perhaps they weren't.
Is money important for culture?
Again, same answer
same
as
thing?
before. It's not as important for culture, but it's definitely an influence in terms that it's sustaining and nurturing certain cultural economies and artistic economies.
Does Maastricht as a social environment have an imprint on the work of the artists who live here?
For sure, like the fact that you are relocating in a different context, this has an impact on your artistic practice because you are working with materials surrounding you, and those materials, which are not only tangible materials but also intangible, are not present anymore in the moment when you relocate. So yes, I can't say which kind of effect because it depends, but yes, it does.
If you would be king of Europe, well, let's say
I would be queen
the
in
leader.
case.
Oh well, yeah, queen, true. Let's say leaderess. If you would be leaderess of Europe, what would be the first thing you would do?
I think probably like I would try to create more possibility for real dialogue, for real encounter. Yeah, for real encounter between people.
I just wrote down a couple of elements. What could be elements of culture? And would you have a look at the cards, just swap them, and if anything pops into your head, just let me know. And if you think, well, something is missing here, we write it down.
Right. I'm a bit in doubt with this.
Okay, so you're in the doubt of, you think that war and military is
like,
not part of culture?
Well, it's more like the history perhaps, and also like it's more like politics. So we might have a political culture, but I'm not sure whether. Probably it is.
You're surprised?
I'm surprised to find it here, but it's probably like my own bias. I mean, there's so much missing, you know, like food and
food, very funny. I had food. What is that?
Language.
Language?
Religion.
Okay.
Systems of beliefs.
Systems of beliefs, yeah.
I gave 4 contributions.
Thank you. Fantastic.
Good.
I think we have it.
Great.
Oh, one thing. Being here in Maastricht, what would be the one thing I have to see or the person I have to meet?
Oh, you should go to the quarry.
To the quarry?
Yeah, to the quarry. It's like the NC quarry is like a previous cave from which they used to extract a lot of limestones, then eventually like another like minerals that eventually were used to build the concrete in order to rebuild basically most of the country after the Second World War. So you really see this scar in the landscape. So that's definitely like worth seeing.
It's very funny because I'm with my fire truck.
Oh right,
and
or you know like.
No, I stayed there for 2 days.
Okay,
so
cool.
I went up there to the,
great.
to the thingy. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's also the highest point in the Netherlands, so definitely worth seeing.
Oh, fantastic! So
cool.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
thanks for your time. Bye. Take care.